everybody. Thanks very much. And welcome to the first of 5 between the Sharks and the Oilers. Let's meet the starting goaltenders. Brought to you by Tim Hortons, the official copy of the NHL. 17th start of the season for Ben Scrivens. All 4 of his wins have come right here at Rexall. And 27-year-old Alex Stalock gets his first start since November the 8th, his 6th start of the season. Stalock 1-1-1 on the road so far this season.
The big talk is Craig MacTavish and his press conference that, as he came out and said right away, it's not going to make anybody happy what I'm going to say here today. But as Louis DeBrusk said, it has to resonate with the players. That's where the accountability lies, and we'll see if they've got a little pushback for their GM tonight.
A home-and-home series between the Sharks and the Oilers underway. Logan Couture from the corner takes a hard hit there from Boyd Gordon. David Perron on the near side. He will outlet that pass to an open wing. Dillon will gather it up. Sharks in Calgary last night. They won that game by the score of 3-2. The Oilers, of course, dropped a 3-2 decision in Winnipeg on Wednesday. Burns will start away as the Sharks get their big line on the ice. That is Thornton, Pavelski, and Tomas Hertl. And right out in front, Hertl with an opportunity, and it got by him. Vlasic keeps it in for Thornton. Thornton back to Hertl. Tomas Hertl behind the net. The pass for Pavelski. It is cut off there by Nugent Hopkins, who's on the ice with Hall and Pitlick. Braun with the puck now near side. He'll go cross ice, broken up by Nugent Hopkins. He'll battle with Joe Thornton. Hertl trying to drop it back to the point. It's checked by Hall. Pitlick comes up with it and starts away. Nugent Hopkins with a pass to Hall. Taylor Hall. His shot is blocked by Braun. Pitlick carries on. Tyler Pitlick gets knocked down by Hertl. And Hertl went over top of him and blocked his stick. And he is getting up slowly and making his way over to the Sharks bench. Tomas Hertl, 3 points in his last 4 games. Time again in the lineup because Tyler Kennedy got hurt last night in Calgary.
And that's what they don't need. Tomas Hertl got hurt last year, serious injury last year, played only 37 games. Had a knee injury that ended the season for him. He's just starting to get back into form.
Matt Nieto, he got hurt in the game against Boston. Hawley in the lineup, speaking of injuries, because Nicky Nikitin hurt his back in that game against the Winnipeg Jets. Of course, Nikitin had been suffering from back spasms earlier in the year. And Matt Hendricks stays out with that knee after blocking the shot in Nashville.
I think you have to add to that Shea Weber shot.
Yes.
I mean, Oscar Klefbom just got hit with a puck. So early in the game, we've got a couple of guys dinged up already.
Clear an attempt by Mirko Mueller. He's back in the lineup after sitting for the last 4. Gazdic with Pinizzato and Arcabello. Big hit by Dillon as he knocks down Pinizzato. Shepard flips it for Mike Brown, and Brown will backhand it in. John Scott from the corner. Petrie trying to handle the big man. Brown gets up there by Arcabello. The puck comes free, and Pinizzato will work it out to neutral ice. Brown comes back to get it. He'll give it to Burns. Burns back on the blue line, tied for 3rd among defensemen in points. Ference stands up to Jardin as the puck goes out of play.
Oscar Klefbom looks okay. Tomas Hertl does as well, although he's still a little bit discomfort. Tomas Hertl just trips over Tyler Pitlick and then falls on his arm, which was his left arm, when he comes off the ice and he was hurt. And Oscar Klefbom just playing good D, got a good gap, and then takes a puck off the mask, off the mouth, goes in, or off the ice into the bench, and it looks like they're both okay. 48 gets hurt first and 84 next.
Well, Tom Gilbert last night for Montreal got hurt in the warm-up as he took a puck in the back of the head. The keys to the game are brought to you by Ford, official automotive partner of the Edmonton Oilers.
Execute your game plan, and that it covers all kinds of sins for the Edmonton Oilers, but stay with it, stay structured, do what you're supposed to do. And for Todd McClellan's team, get pucks and people to the net. He wants his team to play as close to the Edmonton Oilers net as possible. Force the Oilers to play in tight.
They are the #2 road team in the NHL, 9-6-2 so far this season.
They've had a lot of practice at it. 16 of their first 21 were on the road.
Offside call at the Oilers' blue line.
Oscar Klefbom, not in the mouth. It was actually high up on the head, and he was cut up on his forehead. And you see getting attended to. You see where the laceration is. Now that would be much more noticeable on a guy like me, Kevin.
Hard to hide that on your big man.
With Oscar, it's hard to see that. It's right on the hairline.
Remember when you had bangs?
No.
Petrie. His pass to Pitlick, gets it back again. Petrie and Ference on the blue line as the top line is on the ice for the Oilers against that Thornton line as Pavelski goes back into his own zone. Joe Pavelski with 12 goals on the season, and 7 of those have come on the power play. They were 0 for 3 in that game against Calgary last night.
5-on-3 at the end, where they really could have put the game away. Instead, went right down the wire with Calgary getting the power play late.
All tied up at the blue line, but Nugent Hopkins carrying on, fires a shot, and Stalock makes the save, his first of the game. Klefbom on the ice will give it to Fane. Fane with the shot that goes off Shepard. Wait, the Klefbom hip shot is deflected by time again up into the netting.
One thing you're starting to notice about Ryan Nugent-Hopkins, man, the kid can release the puck. Comes in late, perfect support, and he snaps that puck in stride. Doesn't have to glide, he just takes a shot, takes one stride, snaps on it, leans on it, gets it off quick. Nice save by Alex Stalock, gets the blocker down. But more and more you watch Ryan Nugent-Hopkins, the more you see when he snaps that puck, it's getting off that stick in a hurry.
Is that part of his strength program?
I think that's a lot. Plus, remember, he said that he shot a lot of pucks this summer. It shows you have to be able to invest in your career and keep working on your game. And Ryan Nugent-Hopkins, you're seeing it start to pay off in the way he plays.
17 points. He and Hall lead the team. Draisaitl with Yakupov and Eberle. And this is Draisaitl. He gets taken hard into the boards. That's Dylan's second big hit. He came over from Dallas in that trade for Jason Demers. Ollie keeps it in at the point. Draisaitl drops it for Yakupov. Tries to snap it in front. It went off Dylan. The Oilers, though, keep the possession. Another opportunity in front. Eberle was cruising through. Burns plays it around the boards. Waiting for it there is Barclay Goodrow. Goodrow to McGinn. Tied up right in front of his own bench. And now it's played back into Oiler territory as both teams want to make a change. Shots hard to come by right now. 3 for the Oilers with 14 and a half minutes left to go in this period.
0 for the San Jose Sharks. That's a good start for the Oilers that David and Scott and Louie were talking about.
And that puck goes into the Sharks bench.
Dallas Eakins changed things up today on a 7 o'clock start. No morning skate. Asked him why, and he said, well, if they're not skating, why should we? And he said, you know, coaches, you debate that morning skate all the time. As a practice day, you bring them to the rink once, you work on your game, and you're out. On a game day, the most important day, you bring them twice, and you use a little bit of the energy up in the morning skate. So they thought, you know what, let's stay fresh. Let's get away from the wallowing in the 11-game streak, or loss of skate, I should say. Clear their minds, ready for tonight.
And you don't have to talk to the media.
And that's the big thing. And that trust me, that's a big thing right now.
Hall. Nugent-Hopkins driving the net. Nugent-Hopkins shot. Stopped by Stalock. Couture stripped of the puck there by Mark Fane. Fane then turned it over to Marleau, and in front, then Wingle's shot goes over top of the net. Came right out in front, and Hall picked it up. Hall back the other way for the Oilers. Into the shift, will dump it in. Mueller will gather up for the Sharks. I wonder if the morning skate will ever just go away.
I hope so. I think it's silly to bring guys to the rink twice on a game day.
Couture centering pass, a backhand by Hertl. Hertl with Wingles in front. Tomas Hertl comes all the way out in front and then gets tripped up. And the Oilers start away. David Perron to Petrie. He'll swoop that puck in. Stalock slows it down for Scott Hannon. Hannon will give it right back to Brendan Dillon. Thornton dishes to Hertl. Good job to keep it in, and then he got knocked down by Gordon. Ference lays it off the boards. Teddy Purcell gathers it up. Purcell. To Petrie. Petrie winds, long shot, Stalock to save, big rebound, Burns clears it out to center. 5 shots for the Oilers, none for the Sharks. Klefbom to Eberle, moving in against Burns. Eberle striving for the net, then paid the price as Burns knocked him down.
That's what Jordan Eberle has to do.
Burns 6'5", 230 pounds.
Play on the inside. That's a good play by Jordan Eberle. That's something you should be optimistic about.
Klefbom around the boards and waiting for it is Yakupov. Eberle with 11 assists on the season leads his team. As Bicep tied up there by Braun. Gaston gathers it up in the corner, trying to get it back, but it is Brown who intercepts. Brown moving in. Shrugs off the hit from Schultz. Scott driving against Arcobello. Arcobello wins the race to the puck. Pinizzato takes the hit, gets the pass to Gazdic. He'll chip it in, chase it himself. Stalock lays it from behind the net. Scott to the middle it goes. Ollie is there and he'll push it right back in.
If you're hearing the boards rattle, you should. You've got Arcobello, Gazdic, Pinizzato, John Scott, Mike Brown, Andrew Desjardins. These guys know one thing, and that is go to the body.
Ferentz lost the handle. Wingles against Hall. Back to Hannon. Ferentz picks it up. Andrew Ferentz to Jeff Petrie. To Hall. Taylor Hall, right side. Behind the net it goes. Pitlick racing in. Gets it to Hall, who plays it back to Petrie. Petrie wraps it around the boards. Wingles intercepts it. He'll give it to the veteran Scott Hannon. And off the boards for Couture. It gets by him. Marleau on his horse, though, gets there first. Marleau from behind the net, knocked down. Wingles in support. Petrie plays it around the boards. Pitlick in a race now with Vlasic. It comes to Hall, and he's got Nugent Hopkins with him. Taylor Hall to the blue line. Hall cuts to the middle. He got surrounded as Marleau came back. Now Marleau will play it off the boards and down the ice, and both teams will get a change in.
Not going to make it.
Bain to Klefbom. Oscar Klefbom and a hopeful pass for Gordon that was behind us. Gordon recovers. And the Oilers get possession. This is David Perron. Perron with Purcell. Perron with a shot through traffic, and that one goes wide. Pavelski to the middle, just out of the reach of Burns.
Took one in the face, too.
But it came right to Hertl. Tomas Hertl. Pass for Thornton, too far for him. Pavelski in against Gordon. Burns pinching. Gordon to Perron and looks for it. Back to the point. Hertl was covering. He'll play it behind the net. Thornton picks it up. Tried to work it out in front. It was intercepted by Oscar Klefbom. Now the battle ensues. And it's Tomas Hertl behind the back, but it comes to Fane instead. End-to-end action. We're not getting many whistles. Of course, I say that, and we're going to get 4 in a row. Draisaitl. Leaves it off the boards. Bounces it into Shark territory, but it'll come back on the icing.
This is the Sports Select Legends comeback kid, and he's proof that sometimes winning just works in your favor.
Get your game on with Tools.
Little misplay in the corner that allows Ryan Nugent-Hopkins to walk out. And I also like how Tyler Pitlick slid out to the slot. That opened up a bit of a lane, a bit of space for Ryan Nugent-Hopkins to take the puck to the net.
He's on a 3-game point streak. Goodrow back to the point. Hannon calling for it. Didn't get much of it. Braun thought about retreating, but stays up, and the puck stays in. McGinn, Shepherd, Goodrow. Hannon down low. Back to Goodrow. Fires a shot towards the net. Scrivens the save. The rebound for Petrie. He hit Hannon with it. The Oilers. Scrivens stops his first shot of the period. 6-1 the count now. Scott Hannon bounces it off the boards for time again. He is checked there by Eberle. Braun goes cross ice and tends it for McKinn into the shift, and that's going to be icing against San Jose.
This period brought to you by Sport Check. This holiday season, don't give just any gift. Give the gift of sport.
Well, Todd McClellan, outstanding coach. An absolutely outstanding coach for the San Jose Sharks, winningest coach in franchise history with 285 wins, and he was second fastest in the history of the NHL to 200 and to 250 wins from the start of a career.
He has never missed the playoffs as a coach.
Goes all the way back to the North Battleford Stars in the Saskatchewan Junior Hockey League when he was only 24 years old.
One of those guys that's a career coach as the puck comes out in front. Perron trying to jam away. He is tied up on Hannon, pinned to the net. Fane with a shot. Stalock the save. And Perron has a word with Scott Hannon. No score here in Rexall. We'll be back after this.
Well, Craig MacTavish's focus on many nights in the winter is on the Edmonton Oilers, and his counterpart from a coaching standpoint is Todd McClellan, who's focused on the Sharks. But when they're not worried about their respective teams, they're focusing on the Waterloo Blackhawks of the USHL. And that's because Craig and Todd's sons both play hockey there. Sean MacTavish and Tyson McClellan, they're both forwards. Sean currently has 5 points, Tyson has 3 points. So they are two sons following in their father's hockey footsteps.
And also on that team, Nick Olczyk, Ed Olczyk, who is a great broadcaster at NBC and Chicago Blackhawks. His son plays on that team. And Rem Pitlick, whose son Lance, or whose father was Lance, who played in the NHL as well. In fact, we've got a couple guys tonight. Tommy Wingels, Justin Braun, both, I should say, are USHL grads.
Fane plays it off the boards. Thornton on the intercept. Pavelski shot and he missed on the glove side. Pavelski gets it back again. He'll give it to Thornton. Thornton intercepted by Thornton, but Thornton is there to get it back one more time. Hurdle is behind the net. Hurdle looks for Pavelski in front. There is Gordon defensively. Perron slowly flips it down the ice. The Oilers want to make a change, and quickly calling for it is Dillon, but he is offside, and that was a two-line pass. And it let the shot go after the whistle, and that always draws the ire of the team that had the shot against them.
Protecting what matters most to you and your team. You're covered with the power of Insight, the official construction insurance broker of the Edmonton Oilers.
A little upset, Andrew Ference, when somebody else shoots at your goaltender after the whistle, but this wasn't malicious by Brendan Dillon. It was just a little bit late. He recognized it quick up on the change. Brendan Dillon wires it, the whistle. You couldn't even hear it through the camera, and Andrew Ference comes over. Brendan Dillon is one tough dude, and Andrew Ference coming over and sticking up for his team. Well done by the captain.
Another big guy, 6'4", 225 pounds.
Boy, they give up a lot, though. They gave up Jason Demers, the San Jose Sharks. They also kept some of Jason Demers' salary and a third-round draft choice, and they've got to re-sign Dillon.
And Brendan Dillon doesn't have a goal. He hasn't had one in 47 games.
He brings a very physical element.
Patrick Marleau hit the linesman as he dumped it in. Pitlick will pick it up. Takes a hit from Wingels. Flattened him. Tommy Wingels with a big hit on Tyler Pitlick. Classic shot is blocked there by Pitlick, who's none the worse for wear. But Wingels, third in the league in hits. That was his 108th.
That's why we led the show with Tommy Wingels. This is the type of game he plays.
Couture with it now to Marleau. Marleau centering pass, looking for Goodrow, who is checked by Ference. Hannon. Kind of backhanded in. Marleau will do that. Goodrow separated from the puck, and it's picked up by Draisaitl. Yakupov. Yakupov with a nice move across the blue line. Dishes off for Eberle. Jordan Eberle moving in his shot, and that gets deflected by Mirko Mueller up into the netting. Tommy Wingels, a big hit on Tyler Pitlick. Boom.
May 5th, 1990, the San Jose Sharks were awarded a franchise, 91-92, first time on the ice, and this current analyst who works alongside Kevin Quinn was an original member of the San Jose Sharks. And we roll the videotape, which it was back then. Let's take you that in.
Oh, yeah!
Yes, that's
my
nice
God.
news. And he did have hair, Kevin.
Look
there
at
he
that
was
guy.
for 4 seasons. He was a member of the San
Oh,
Jose
my
Sharks video coordinator. From everything I've heard, though, Drew, you did a tremendous job.
Lord.
You started out cutting film, didn't you? You go back that far?
That's how far, that's how large. Look how skinny I am. Oh my Lord.
You haven't aged a bit.
No, no, not at all.
a bit.
You lose 100 games quicker than the history of the National Hockey League. Trust me, babe, you age. You age. I was kind of sporting a skullet there, wasn't I? I wasn't quite accepting my baldness.
Well ahead of your time, trendsetter. The original hipster.
Thanks, Gene. Appreciate that, bud.
Ollie with a wrist shot. Stalock the save, and he juggled the rebound. Goodrow can't get it out. Schultz will give it to Ollie. Ollie down low. The Oilers with all kinds of pressure right now. Keith Ollie to Eberle. Eberle, Draisaitl, and Yakupov. Ollie couldn't handle that pass from Eberle, and the Oilers will have to regroup. 7 shots for the Oilers, just 1 for the Sharks. They were outshot 35-30 last night in Calgary. Gordon to Perron, takes it off his skates. Put it in, Mueller will fire it into the crowd, and it didn't touch the glass.
That's a tough one for a defenseman to take, isn't it? I mean, the defense was just trying to clear it. This is where this particular rule breaks down. It's a zero tolerance call. It happens, he gets called. Obviously, Mirko Mueller is not doing that on purpose, but it is a little bit of an affirmation to forecheckers like Teddy Purcell. Get on the guy quick. Force him to make that mistake.
The Oilers had 1 power play chance in the game against Winnipeg on Wednesday. They go to work here for the first time. Stalock has to handle it. Oh, Hall looks for it. Gordon trying to jam it home. And now the whistle goes. Alex Stalock, we talked about him, hasn't started a game since November the 8th. Looks shaky there.
And that's what happens when you haven't started a game since November 8th. You need more work. But the Sharks trying to get every win they can. Puck just bounces a little freaky, and it's a mad scramble. Taylor Hall can't believe it. 1 goal for the Oilers power play in the last 7 games, and they came very close there.
1 for 18 over that stretch. Fane. Watched by Pavelski. Schultz. Off the stick of Joe Pavelski, who's up front with Patrick Marleau. They got some of the heavy hitters killing penalties right now. Vlasic and Braun on the blue line. Wingels replaces Pavelski. Here comes Hall. Hall, wrist shot, glove save by Stalock, keeps it alive, and he gives it to Wingels, who sends it down the ice.
You want to talk about challenging a shooter. Alex Stalock is all the way out to the face-off circle on that attempt.
Here comes Hall again. Off the end of his stick, though. Burns there to send it down the ice. Clefbaum will pick it up.
Sharks bench yelling, too many! As the Oilers made the change, but falls on deaf ears.
Petrie leads the rush for the Oilers. 55 seconds of power play time remaining as he hammers the puck in. Perron, Eberle up front. Eberle sends it around the boards. Clefbaum pinches in. The puck comes loose and is picked up by Desjardins. Andrew Desjardins moving in, 1-on-2 shorthanded. And Purcell and Petrie strip him of the puck. Clefbaum to Purcell. Teddy Purcell takes his time, flips it in. Eberle head down, charges after it. Gets there ahead of Vlasic, plays it around the near side. Clefbaum pinches in. Braun lets it go. Vlasic sends it around the boards. Petrie races over but can't keep it in. The Oilers power play ranked 23rd at home. And it is one of the areas that Craig McTavish knows his team has to get better at. Yakupov across the blue line. Here's Yakupov. 3 shots for the Oilers on that power play. 10 overall. We've got 3:13 left to go in the first period. Ferentz. Scrivens didn't give it to him the way he wanted it.
He's moving away, and the puck was slow moving to him, so that created that space, allowed the forechecker to get in.
Ferentz will get it to Hall, and up is Burns out of the sight. There's a shot tipped by Couture off the stick of Marleau wide. Another tip, and Scrivens will cover it up.
Frank Burns almost got Taylor Hall there.
Hey Oilers fans, I'm over here in section 2.
Taylor Hall in the power play, but Alex Stalock gets the glove up, makes the save.
Welcome back. Time to play Safeway's $1 million score and win. If any Oilers player scores 5 goals in tonight's game, David Hick of Edmonton could win $1 million. Shop at Safeway and you could be our next lucky winner right here on Sportsnet. Meanwhile, Sportsnet Pick and Play is powered by Kia. Select key players from Saturday's matchups and earn points. You could win one of 2 2015 Kia Forte 5s. Enter now at sportsnet.ca/pick and play.
2:51 left to go in the first period. The Oilers badly out shooting the Sharks 10-2. Hurdle. Pavelski and Thornton. This is Pavelski behind the net. Pavelski works his way out in front. Thornton gives it back to him. Fanned on the shot. Thornton gets it again. Plays it back to the point. Dillon waiting for it. Dillon off the end glass. Thornton on the near side now. Double team there by Perron and Gordon. And it is Perron who gets it out to center. Left ball. Squeezes off. Hurdle. Fane plays it around the boards. Perron just chops at it, and he chops it out to center. The Oilers want to get a change in, and so do the Sharks. San Jose and Edmonton will hook up again Tuesday in San Jose, and then the Sharks will welcome the Minnesota Wild on Thursday. They are 5-4-1 in their last 10 games on the road. Ferentz. Again. Petrie to Hall. Hall to the middle. Nugent Hopkins on the move. Nugent Hopkins across the blue line. Braun stopped his progress. And he plays it around the boards. Time again. Hit by Hall as he got the puck out to center. Hauling back to Hall. End of his shift. A minute and a half left to go in the period. Braun to McGinn. Time again. He takes a hit there from Schultz.
Is it me, or has this been the most physical period we've seen with the Edmonton Oilers in a long time?
And it's really almost an extension of what happened to the game you did in Winnipeg. They were hitting there, too.
You mean the national game I did in Winnipeg?
Yes. 15 hits for the Edmonton Oilers. And the Sharks at 12. And you did a great job on that national game, big man.
Second up for that compliment, wasn't it?
Less than a minute to go. Draisaitl's shot doesn't make it through, but it does dribble right to Stalock, and he will hang on.
So if you're an optimist, this is the kind of thing you talk about. 8 games decided by 1 goal. 4 of the losses in this 11-game winless streak in overtime. And you have been very, very close. And if you talk to the coaching staff, Craig Ramsey said the other day that those are the games, like the games in Winnipeg, you start playing before you start winning when you're on a losing streak. If you're a pessimist, you say you've lost 11 in a row. Or a realist.
And you know, they play 13 one-goal games. And they've gotten points in 8 of them. So again, from a half-full perspective, but it doesn't really mean much until you get a W.
Well, the fans do not want to hear it, and you can't blame them. They have lived with some tough years. They are tired of the glass is half full. They want the glass full.
Well, this period is a positive for the Oilers. Perron with the 11th shot for Edmonton in this period. Now, he and Burns do some jawing, and that's the second time that Perron has gotten under the skin of a defenseman as he has driven the net. It was Scott Hannon earlier.
And it just adds to the fact that we think that the Oilers have played a very physical period. And when you've got your skill players going to those areas, going to the front of the net, getting in the face of the opposition defense and the goaltenders, that's good. That's what you want. I'm sure Louis DeBrusk will concur. You know,
I heard a whistle.
I thought I did too.
Hall will give it to Klefbom. Klefbom steps into a shot that was blocked by Wingels. And Stalock covers up. And a little more pushing and shoving, this time between Braun and Nugent Hopkins.
I think Tyler Pitlick, when you watch what he has added energy. He's added grit. Dallas Aikens was asked about Tyler, why put him up on the top line last game in Winnipeg, and he said because he does a lot of the things and goes to a lot of the areas that we need him to go to, and we need everybody else to kind of follow suit.
Just 3.9 seconds to go. And that will do it for the first period. The Oilers out shooting the Sharks 11-2. And David, this is a Sharks team that had 24 shots in a period a couple of games ago against Boston.
Well, the Oilers and Sharks through one period of play, and fans will soon be headed back to their seats as we're getting closer to second period play between the visitors and the home side. And I know a lot of people, as I'm joined by Mark Spector, where teams would kind of like to have San Jose's problem. They're always in the playoffs.
Yeah.
But this offseason, it was tumultuous when it comes to changes regarding Joe Thornton. What do you think of how he's responded?
Well, obviously very well. Joe Thornton, of course, was stripped by the general manager of his captaincy. Doug Wilson said, we need a culture change in here after they lost to the LA Kings, a series they had well in control last spring. And once again, as anyone who's been in a playoff pool knows, the San Jose Sharks never make you any money. But Joe Thornton has handled it with absolute grace and class. You're going to watch him play here. He's what everybody wants, right? He's a 6'4" centerman. He's awesome on the faceoff. He's one of the best distributors in hockey. And all he said to the media afterwards was, he said, hey, I'm not changing anything about my game on the ice, and I'm not changing anything about my game off the ice. He'd said it with a smile on his face. He didn't mention the culture change. But I'll tell you what, this guy's not the problem. I've always said it. Joe Thornton is an awesome player, an awesome leader, and a fantastic guy, and a good centerman. If they're changing in San Jose, don't change him.
Yeah, a guy who smiles a lot, no pouting or moping.
Right.
The Oilers shouldn't pout or mope either after that first period because they did play well. Do they have to make sure they don't maybe push too much forward to try and get a goal or two?
Yeah, when you talk to visiting scouts and GMs, what they often say about Taylor Hall, and we've never accused Taylor Hall of not trying hard, but they say he tries to score, make up a 2-goal deficit in one shift all the time. Well, look, they outshot the Sharks 11-2 in the first period. Excellent period by the Oilers. Puck didn't go in. Hey, it happens. We're going to see some highlights here of the Oilers taking the puck to the net on a guy that hasn't played in a month. So it's exactly what you have to do. Get some rubber at him. Give him a chance to make a mistake. He hasn't yet. But in the second period, the Oilers don't have to open it up to try to get the first goal. Justin Schultz has to play less up ice and more defense as the game gets older and the score is tight. This isn't a time to try to win this game in the second period. Keep doing what you're doing. Keep being the better team like they were in the first period. Things are going to be okay here.
Stalock beat Dallas on November 8th. Kevin and Drew, the Oilers hope he doesn't do that to them tonight.
So far, so good, gentlemen. After 20 minutes, the second period ready to get underway. Boyd Gordon along with David Perron and Teddy Purcell to start this period. Left bomb. And Fane on the blue line. As the puck goes off the inboard, Stalock goes out and picks it up and holds on to it. First period scoring summary is brought to you by Worley Parsons Cord. Visit WorleyParsonsCord.com to find your place on our construction team.
No goals scored. So we have no goal scorers up there. That's how it works, Kev.
Yep.
Interesting face-off. Sharks a very good face-off team, but I like the hit 17 for the Edmonton Oilers and 3 for Justin Schultz, who's only had 7 all year.
Jack Petrie played 8 minutes and 11 seconds in that first period. Kleckloff keeps it in for Hall. It got by him. Wingles between his legs for Couture, who uses the boards, gets it just outside the blue line, and it's hammered right back in by Kleckloff. Dillon lets that ahead. Pitlick fires it in.
Nobody. Be here, big fella. Try with me, all right? Nobody else.
Burns.
Nobody else.
That's Brendan Dillon talking to Brent Burns.
Right here.
That's awesome. Great job picking it up on the audio, guys.
Burns second among defensemen in goals. He's got 7 on the season. Purcell circles at the blue line. Ferentz gathers it up. Sends that puck in. Burns back together and again. Gets it to Dillon. Dillon quickly up for Pavelski, who tips it by Petrie. But it's coming back on the icing call.
All right, go back to talking about Joe Thornton. You know Joe Thornton is? He's a hockey rat. The guy is at the rink all the time. He's an old school guy too. He's got a huge personality and he loves to be around the rink. Optional practices, he's always on the ice. He loves to play. And that's one of the reasons he's got 1,169 points, the most since 1999. When Joe Thornton got to the San Jose Sharks, he transformed the organization into a powerhouse in the West.
And he is a guy that is known as a disher. 867 career helpers.
He's creeping up on Phil Esposito.
51 points in 45 career games against the Edmonton Oilers. But nothing so far from anybody. Hurdle to Shepherd, sweeps it in. Scrivens will stop it behind the net. Scrivens will give it to Petrie. To Eberle. Eberle avoids the hit from McGinn. Shot back in by Vlasic, and once again Scrivens with a quick pass to Petrie. Draisaitl gives it back to Petrie. Yakupov snaps the shot. Stalock to save. Yakupov follows up and throws it in front. Draisaitl. Eberle from the corner. Braun pins him against the boards. Puck still alive. Now it comes free and it's picked up by Goodrow. He's checked by Gazdic. Schultz with it now. Schultz hammers it around the boards. Justin Braun sees it go by him. The Oilers able to keep it in, and it's Keith Ollie. Braun takes a hit from Pinizzato. Second big hit in that end in this hockey game. Schultz at the point. Snaps it over for Ollie. Ollie off the end boards looking for Pinizzato. It's Arcabello instead. Arcabello back to the point. Schultz again quickly over for Ollie. This time a shot that's deflected by Goodrow. Ends up at the side of the net. It's free for Gazdic. Luke Gazdic for Pinizzato. Great shit for this line. Arcabello over top of the net. Stalock had dropped his stick.
Dropped his stick, and then James Shepherd. James Shepherd put his stick behind him, slid it behind him, and then Alex kind of got tied up looking for his stick and not seeing where the puck was coming from.
Vlasic gets to the red line. He will shoot it in. Scrivens sees it go by him right to Desjardins. Kuvov takes another big hit from Brown.
Good physical game.
Hall on the move. Mueller cuts him off. Hall carries on, gets it to Pitlick. Back to the point it comes. Fane to the middle for Nugent Hopkins. Snaps the shot. It's blocked by Mueller.
That's not unusual for the Sharks. They block a lot of shots.
Desjardins starts away. He'll chip it in. Takes a hit from Nugent Hopkins. Brown bumps into Klefbom. Fane hit by Desjardins, but carrying on, and Nugent Hopkins cuts to the middle, crisscrossing with Hall. Hall tried to feed it back to him. Cannon broke it up, but Hall carries on, turns out in front, and there is Marleau to pick it off. Petrie intercepts. He will backhand it in. Burns gathers it up quickly around the boards. And it comes to Brown out of his reach. David Perron. Good pace to this second period. Ference, long pass for Perron, gets by him. Burns to Marleau. Marleau bounces it out to center. Tommy Wingels puts it to the corner. Petrie gets there first. Wingels with it now. Marleau in support along with Logan Couture. Puck still alive. Referee wants him to move it. Now it comes free, comes back to the point. Burns winds and fires, and there's Scrivens with a save. Dillon down low. He snaps a shot that doesn't make it through. Wingels back to the point. Couture, his shot stopped by Scrivens. No rebound for Patrick Marleau.
Climb higher than ever before with the new King of the Hill, the 2015 Ski-Doo Summit XT3 from Martin Motorsports.
San Jose Sharks, in their last 4 games, have clawed themselves back into a playoff race. Previous 4, 0-2-2, and you look at their numbers and how it's changed in these last 4 games, and it's due mainly to, well, that coaching staff. They get those players playing, and the players play for their coaching staff.
This is the second of 15 straight against the Western Conference for the San Jose Sharks. And an icing call will keep Joe Thornton line out there.
Being with the San Jose Sharks for as long as I was in the last 6 years, spending it with Todd McLellan, what you know about Todd McLellan, it's about getting better every day, and it kind of transfers with Dallas Eakins as well. He talks about the process all the time. Being around that coaching staff, the hours they put in is absolutely incredible. They're up at 6 in the morning, and they don't quit until they get the job done.
Classic to the corner. Fane pitching in, gets it to Eberle. But then it gets by Fane and out to center ice. Yakupov will gather it up as both teams make changes. The Sharks 4-2-1 in this Pacific Division. Draisaitl cut off there by Brown. Gets it to Eberle, gets it back again. Draisaitl with a shot. Stalock kicks it out. And it's Shepard who got to the blue line. He'll get another crack at it. Lost it to Draisaitl. And now the Sharks work it down into Oiler territory. Schultz just got there ahead of Goodrow. Fired back in by Shepard.
So what you're seeing is some good feelings creeping into the Oilers game.
Goodrow to Shepard, went between his legs. Mueller trying to keep it in, can't do it. Moving in now, Pinizzato with Gazdic. Pinizzato waits, fires a shot, and he missed it on the stick side. Ollie knocked down Goodrow, separated from his stick, and Shepard wants a piece of Ollie, and they're going to drop the gloves. Shepard and Ollie. And for Keith Ollie, his fourth fight since being called up.
This might be a little bit too much for James Shepard.
And look at the right hand of Keith Ollie, knocking the helmet off of Shepard. Ollie much bigger. Shepard trying to respond after that hit. That was the initial penalty to Keith Ollie. Pinizzato, his shot, and Stalock gets a piece of it right here.
James Shepard and Keith Ollie in the penalty boxes, neither acting like teddy bears, but I'm sure they are off the ice. And last night, Moose Jaw in town to take on the Edmonton Oil Kings, and the Oil Kings with their annual teddy bear toss. And it didn't take long. In fact, 51 seconds into the hockey game, and these teddy bears ended up on the ice thanks to Andrew Kep, who scored for the Oil Kings. 11,492 bears, a franchise best, were tossed on the ice. Unfortunately for the Oil Kings, they lost to the Moose Jaw Warriors, and they have to grin and bear it.
And the Oilers will line up here with a 14-4 shot advantage. I thought Stalock was heading to the bench. I thought that Keith Ollie was going to get a penalty before that fight started.
He was heading to the bench. He got pretty much to the Oiler bench.
The Oilers number 22, Keith
Thank
Ollie.
goodness for the Sharks that James Shepard actually did start that fight, because it would have been a goal against and an empty netter.
6 minutes, 18 seconds.
Because you think it's a penalty, as we know, it's not always going to be a penalty.
A roughing minor, a fighting major, the Oilers penalty zone.
Nugent Hopkins stopped by Dillon, but Hall intercepts the clear.
At 6:18.
Then he hit Fane in close range, and Fane fired it in. Stalock takes a look. He'll play it around the glass himself. Petrie keeps it in. Boarding and roughings. So it was Shepard getting another penalty along with the fight. And here comes a penalty. And it'll be to the Sharks. 6 attackers on the ice now for the Oilers. Hall from the corner. Pushed there by Burns as he gets it back. Purcell down low. Perron back to the point. Purcell waiting for it. He'll come to Petrie. Petrie steps into a shot, and Thornton got his stick in the way and sent it high up into the netting.
Penalty coming up behind the net, Brendan Dillon. He gets his... That's what it was. I thought it was a trip to be called. My mistake. And so Brendan Dillon, you saw him take his hand off of the stick, reach on, grab the man, pull him down, and Brendan is in the penalty box for a trip, and the Oilers with a great power play opportunity.
3 shots the last time. Gordon wins that draw. Here's a snapshot by Schultz. Stalock out of the net. They score. Yakupov in front. Stalock got tied up with Couture, and Yakupov is the beneficiary.
Winning the face-off, so key. Right off the bat, win the face-off, help it out, keep control of the puck. Get the puck to the net quickly, and you see...
Braun.
Yeah, Justin Braun falls on Alex Stalock. and then it's quickly dug out. That's the really good play by Jordan Eberle. When you look at that again, Jordan Eberle digs that puck out after Justin Braun falls on Alex Stalock, kicks it out front quickly, doesn't go behind the net, doesn't give the chance for the Sharks to recover, right out to Yakupov, who doesn't miss.
His first goal in 11 games for Nail Yakupov. Eberle and Petrie get the assists and a power play goal for the Oilers. And they take the lead 1-0 at 7:45 of the second period. And Jordan Eberle takes over the team lead in helpers. Couture fires a shot that goes off the stick of Petrie. Couture out in front for Marleau. 2 chances, 3 chances. What a save by Ben Scrivens and a series of stops.
Some of the San Jose Sharks are thinking, wait a minute, we've seen that before. A 59 save performance by Ben Scrivens last season.
Desjardins looks for Marleau, and it was cut off there by Pitlick. Hall on the move. Stops up. The Oilers making a change. Hall to Nugent Hopkins. Behind the net. Pitlick. Check. Vlasic got it to Brown, but Hall was right there. Mike Brown chips it in. He will chase it himself. Fane arrives at the same time as Brown. Desjardins trying to work it back to the point. Instead, it's the Oilers with possession as we close in on the halfway point of this period. 16 shots for the Oilers, 7 for the Sharks. Vlasic, Eberle bearing down on him. Yakupov, Draisaitl. On the ice right now, Yakupov with his 4th goal of the season. Eberle to Yakupov. And offside was Leon Draisaitl.
It's tough for a goaltender who hasn't faced very many shots halfway through the game to be in the game mentally, to be sharp and focused. Ben Scrivens is sharp and focused and very athletic. 1 save, 2 save. Make the 3rd one while you're at it with your stick if you're Ben Scrivens. Patrick Marleau gets the shot. The rebound opportunity is there, and Ben Scrivens thwarts Patrick Marleau on the first pushback shift by the Sharks.
Marleau and Couture share the team lead in points. They both got 24. Burns trying an outlet pass for Marleau. Marleau right out in front, and time again ties the game. Patrick Marleau fed McGinn. He gets his first goal of the season, and it's a 1-1 game.
This is a terrific play just because the puck is quick up and it just goes deep. Patrick Marleau gets on his horse. He's the first man to the puck. You have to, though, if you're coming back into the zone, the Oilers don't turn and pick up anybody. They don't turn and pick up time again. You've got 2 forwards on one side of the ice. Looks like there's a little bit of communication going on there. And it's between the defenseman, can't really tell who it is, but between the defenseman and Leon Draisaitl. So as Justin Schultz was pushing on Draisaitl, telling him, you go there, you go the wide guy, you take McGinn. McGinn wide open, nobody picks him up, and what a play by Patrick Marleau.
2 goals in 2 minutes and 6 seconds, and it's 1-1. Time again did not dress the last 2 games. Hadn't scored in 19 coming into this one. He gets his first of the season, and Patrick Marleau gets his team-leading 18th helper. Burns gets the other assist, his 15th.
As this play rolls in, Justin Schultz and Leon Draisaitl. Draisaitl's in the middle. Watch Schultz. Schultz push twice. You go, you go, you go. Leon Draisaitl didn't pick him up, didn't recognize who he was supposed to take, and that's why that goal gets scored, besides the terrific play by Patrick Marleau.
Burns, he gets his 15th assist, as I mentioned. He came in tied for 3rd among defensemen in points. And it's a 1-1 game in just over 2 minutes of play. Gordon dumps that puck in. Stalock's not going to take any chances with Perron right there. Nail Yakupov celebrating his 4th goal of the year and first in his last 11.
The Goals for Kids program is proudly sponsored by Synovus. For every Oilers goal this season, Synovus will donate $400 to Kids Sport. To date, the Oilers have scored 59 goals for a total of $23,600.
Face-off won by Nugent Hopkins. Klefbom uses that end boards, but it didn't come out cleanly for him. Now he'll pinch in against Wingles. Good pass to Nugent Hopkins. Nugent Hopkins, the hole, stopped by Stalock.
That's a really good play from the pinch on down.
Arlo can't get it by Nugent Hopkins, does get it out, and that is Pitlick right at the line, couldn't keep it in. On behalf of Safeway Score and Win Contest and Cracker Barrel Cheese, Kerry Wright of Sherwood Park is winning Krupp's Espressoria automatic espresso machine. Congratulations to you, Kerry, on the goal by Nail Yakupov.
Good chance. Why pinch? Because you've got support back with the forward, and then a nice little pass by Ryan Nugent-Hopkins. And the key on that play is Taylor Hall doesn't go to the front net. He slides away from where the traffic is, where the congestion is. Find that little open space, you get the chance on that.
17 shots for the Oilers, 9-11 left to go in the period. Desjardins chips it in against Schultz. Ference races over to get there first, plays it around the boards for Yakupov. Yakupov gets by Goodrow, gives it to Arcabello. Arcabello flips it in, Stalock blockers that into the corner. Eberle in traffic, Goodrow with Desjardins. Off the board, Schultz gets there first. Justin Schultz to Eberle. Eberle to Arcabello. Winds, long shot. Stalock, the save. Started to direct traffic. He wanted to keep it alive, but they get the whistle.
He likes to keep the puck going. He likes to keep the game moving. Alex Stalock plays the puck very well. He's very active out of the net. And you see him there, he wanted to get the puck going back up ice. Sometimes, as a goaltender, you got to control the game. You've got to be able to understand. Sometimes you need to freeze, sometimes you don't. Alex pushes the pace.
Gordon against Couture. Couture wins that draw. Burns. Couture racing after it. Gordon got there first, broke the play up. Again, carries on. Time again to Couture. John Scott. Haven't seen much of the big man. Number 20 has the puck. He tries to get it back to Dillon. It is cut off before it could get there by Teddy Purcell. Purcell, long pass for Perron. Burns out to center. Again, nice little touch pass to Couture. Logan Couture moving in. He is checked. The puck goes in the corner. Scott against Gordon. Couture gets a hit in as well as David Perron sends that puck down the ice, and both teams will make a change. The Oilers will be in San Jose on Tuesday, part of a back-to-back, and they'll play Anaheim on Wednesday, and it's a California home and home. They've got Anaheim here next Friday.
That is not an easy week for the Edmonton Oilers.
And Anaheim's last game was today. They beat Winnipeg. So they'll be rested. Arcabello lost it to Thornton. Thornton from the corner. Pass for Pavelski, got by him. Petrie kept in by Vlasic. Tomas Hertl with it now. Hertl, drop pass, Arcabello there. Can't get it by Vlasic, who gets it to Thornton. Joe Thornton. Pavelski shot. Scrivens the save. He'll cover it up.
Well, just a reminder, doubleheader hockey Tuesday night here on Sportsnet West. The Calgary Flames kick off a 4-game road trip as they visit Toronto Maple Leafs at 5 p.m. Mountain. Then the Oilers are back in action with their second game of this back-to-back matchup. Edmonton visits San Jose at 8 p.m. Mountain from the Shark Tank. Doubleheader Tuesday on Sportsnet West.
Two of the most improved teams in the National Hockey League this year, Calgary and the Toronto Maple Leafs, even though Toronto's taken some heat.
Long shot by Marleau, handled by Scrivens.
Faceoffs are key, and for the San Jose Sharks, the question is, how do you beat Boyd Gordon? Because he is one of the best on the Oilers. Right there, Logan Couture just gets the leverage, and then you get some help. It's not just up to the centerman to win the draw. Sometimes it can just be neutralized, and then you got to get your wingers in there to help, and that's what the Sharks did for that chance, or at least a chance for a shot on net.
Boyd Gordon is 9th in the league in faceoffs. He is also a top 15 when it comes to the total number of draws taken. Hall. Button hook, lost an edge, kept it alive. Pitlick, sharp angle, deflected in behind the net. Vlasic with it now. Can't get it by Nugent Hopkins. Will give it to his D partner, Justin Braun, who uses the boards. But look at the sky play by Clefbaum. Couture brings it in with Marleau. Couture to Marleau, and good defensive play and recovery by Oscar Clefbaum. He broke up that pass intended for Marleau.
He got hard right to the net and using his stick effectively.
Wingles takes a hit from Clefbaum. Desjardins with it now. Desjardins. Nugent Hopkins. Fane hit the skate of Hall right to Hopkins. He'll chip it in. End of the shift for the top line. 6 minutes to go in the second period of a 1-1 game. 2 goals in 2 minutes and 6 seconds from Yakupov and McGinn. Andrew Ference and Justin Schultz, the deep air right now, and this is Ference. Waiting for it. Teddy Burchell. He's got Gordon with him. Flips it for Gordon. Mirko Mueller. Right along the boards. Thornton picks it up. Thornton to the middle. Goudreau with Brown. Barclay Goudreau. Long shot, and that one missed high. Hannon keeps it in far side. He'll play it behind the net. Brown. Thornton takes the stick up high. Play continues. Fourth line changing. Thornton will stay out there, joined by Pavelski and Tomas Hertl. Pavelski picks it up. They'll feed Hertl. Hertl gets to the red line, shoots it in. Scrivens stops it behind the net. Good play by Ben Scrivens around the boards, though, but there is Hertl on the intercept. Thornton to Pavelski. Joe Pavelski's got Hertl out in front, and that pass was a little bit too high. Dillon back at the blue line, can't control it. The race is on now. Dillon against Eberle. Burns to Dillon. Dillon checked by Yakupov. Dillon, another chance, plays it off the boards. Intended for Desjardins, all the way down the ice. Petrie touched it, so no icing. Petrie outskates Desjardins. Petrie across the blue line. And offside the call on a nice rush by Jeff Petrie. Rogers, Oilers hockey, right here on Sportsnet.
Jordan Eberle certainly knows what it's like to play at the World Juniors, and so does Leon Draisaitl. Big news in Canada when the World Junior Selection Camp was discussed and who might be there, including Oiler prospect and soon-to-be Oiler defenseman, I'm certain, in Darnell Nurse. Meanwhile, a couple days before that, the German Ice Hockey Federation also announced their camp roster, and you know who would be the star of that team. Former World Junior player Leon Draisaitl, captain of the German team, but he does love being an Oiler, and if he doesn't go to the World Juniors, there will be no German wine.
What? Larry, can we get Gene to explain that one? Gene, what did you mean by that?
I don't get that one.
I don't get it.
I usually get Gene's.
I do.
That one, I missed that.
All right. Little ice repair going on with 4:20 left to go in the second period.
Introducing the new BF Goodrich KO2 tire. BF Goodrich. Take control.
Just a reminder, Safeway's featured participating product for tonight's game is Cracker Barrel cheese. Guys, Germans are known for wine. No German wine.
Germans are known for wine? I thought he's Italian.
Beer.
Gene's Italian.
How would he know if Germans are...
My
Yeah,
wife's
it's beer.
German.
Your wife's German, and she's known for wine? Like, aren't
Wait
they
a
Germans?
minute.
Don't they like beer and
Like beer.
Oktoberfest and all that?
Yeah. Italians like
Gene.
wine. So do the French.
Gene, a rare miss, but...
A rare miss.
Sorry,
bud.
guys.
Rare
Yep,
miss.
it happens.
Rarely to the king. Really, it's
That's true.
So I watch, we'll get all kinds of stuff on the Twitter sphere. And
Do not go after Gene.
Don't after Gene.
That was a big mistake on your part. I said nothing. So this ice repair is taking a little longer than we thought. And it's near the Sharks bench. Gene, what else you got?
I'll make you guys wear lederhosen if you don't quiet down up there. Never miss a game. Tweet at Sportsnet using the hashtag /schedule to add your favorite NHL team's games directly to your calendar at Sportsnet, the new home of the NHL.
2 goals in this period. It started with Nail Yakupov on the power play.
All started from a face-off win and then go to the net. Shot on net. Justin Braun falls on Alex Stalock, and a quick little play by Jordan Eberle to nail Yakupov, and in the net it goes. And then the Sharks with a big pushback in the play, led by the consummate professional, Patrick Marleau. He gets in there first. A little bit of a mix-up by the Oilers on the coverage. Ty McGinn rolls in. Big goal for young Ty McGinn. The second McGinn to play for the San Jose Sharks. His older brother Jamie played and then was traded to Colorado. Ty comes in. He's trying to pick up where his brother left off. His brother's an outstanding player for the Colorado Avalanche.
Patrick Marleau, an assist tonight. He's got 25 points, but he scored a big goal last night in Calgary.
Well, a lot of times with Patrick Marleau, they're all big goals. And this line working together. Tommy Wingels behind the net takes a big hit. Logan Couture fires it out front. And look at the patience Patrick Marleau has. He takes it, bumps it off his chest, and in the air, the eye hand, boom, out of the air, in the net. And this is the number he ties with the great Glenn Anderson. 85 winning goals in his career. That's a pretty good number, but boy, look at the 1, 2, 3 spots. Yager, Esposito, Holland, Solani. Patrick Marleau was a teammate of Teemu Solani briefly when Teemu played for the San Jose Sharks. One thing about Patrick Marleau is that when Patrick Marleau first came into the league, he lived with the great Kelly Rudy, of course, of Sportsnet Hockey Night in Canada fame. Kelly Patty's like an 18-year-old kid. Drove to the rink with him every day. Actually, Mike Vernon and Kelly Rudy were playing for the Sharks. They drove with Patrick to the rink every day. And Patrick got to learn from guys like Mike and Kelly, Tony Granato, Vincent Damphousse, Gary Suter. So early in his career, he had some tremendous influences around him.
This is his 64th career game against the Edmonton Oilers, and he's now got 57 points as he picked up his 23rd career assist.
His numbers are phenomenal since 1999. Patty Marleau just using his hands, give him one to a Shark fan. Marleau rock sign. I'm a little biased, but he's a class act, that kid. You know, I've seen him since he came in the league at 17 3/4 years old, and he's grown into a tremendous hockey player, a husband, a wonderful father. He's got 2 young sons who can really, really play hockey, and he has been a staple in that San Jose community, the face of the franchise since he was drafted.
Currently on a 5-game point streak. And Mark Spector talked about Joe Thornton having the C taken off his chest. Patrick Marleau knows all about that.
Yes, he does. And actually, Patrick had the C taken away from him, and the A this time around, and he got him back.
Has the puck right now, gives it back to Wingels, just out of his reach. Hall was right there defensively, but Marleau has the puck. Wingels shot, great save by Scrivens. Vlasic at the blue line, throws it towards the net, gets deflected into the corner. Vlasic another chance to keep it in, and does. That one up high, and Marleau, the Ducker, he would have eaten it. Couture on the giveaway, back to Vlasic. Vlasic keeping it in. Now the Sharks want to make a change. 3.5 minutes left to go in the period, delayed by a problem with the ice. Pitlick behind the net as the Oilers get that change in. Vlasic with the puck. Vlasic hounded there by Boyd Gordon. Scrivens directing traffic, gives it to Fane. Left bomb, up for Perron, off his skate. Hannon, pass for Thornton. Pavelski carries on. Pavelski behind the net.
Good recovery by Mark Fane on Pavelski there.
Gordon against Hertl. Here is Fane. Pass up for Perron. Perron with Purcell. Fights off Thornton, then fights the puck in. Stalock behind his net. Gives it to Hannon. Got Hannon again, this time checked by Purcell. Mueller. Pass for Pavelski. He will backhand it in. Change coming up. 18 shots for the Oilers, 11 for the Sharks. Stalock to the corner it goes, and Hannon picks it up. Mueller. Pass too far for him. Yakupov right there, and then he takes a hit from Goodrow. The door opened briefly at the Oiler bench. Goodrow takes a hit, and again the door opens. Pinizzato is going to try and lock that up. Gene, what happened down there with the ice?
Well, Drew and Kevin, the Rexall Place, despite its age, still considered one of the best ice surfaces in the NHL. But what happened was about a week ago, the piece of ice came out, so they had to reseal it. And what they thought happened just a few minutes ago is that maybe a skate got underneath. So it wasn't a rut, it was a real chunk of ice. So that's why it took a little longer to reinstall it.
And they used German wine to repair it.
Desjardins wins the draw. Dillon will play it back to Burns. Schultz, head on a swivel, takes a hit from Desjardins, ties the puck up. Arcobello in there to help, but Scott pushes number 26 off the puck. Ollie, a little better size matchup against Scott. Schultz now. Can't get it by Desjardins. Desjardins, McGinn, and Scott up front. Gazdic chips it out. He'll chase it himself. Dillon comes over, takes a swipe at it. Gazdic stays with it. But the puck is chopped down into Oiler territory.
Great play by Luke Gazdic. Just put the puck behind the D and try to outskate him. Good help by Brendan Dillon, though, to thwart that.
Arcobello wraps it in. And it didn't cross the red line before he did it, so it's coming back.
Will this be interesting? Remember the Arizona game late in the period? A little bit less time than this, but Dallas Eakins switched up the D here. Now you can't because it's icing, so you're the centerman, so you can't because it's icing. So you're going to keep your same group out there with Mark Arcobello, but Todd McClellan gets to put his hottest line out with Logan Couture.
But it is Arcobello who wins the draw.
Key.
Clefbaum around the boards for Gazdic. He is checked by Braun. Arcobello. This is Clefbaum. Under pressure is Schultz. Dishes to Pitlick, and the Oilers will get the puck out. Gazdic gains the line, chips it in. Now that line is going to peel off. With less than a minute to go, the Oilers get their top line on the ice.
The icing now. Well done. Well done by Mark Arcobello to win that draw on that line. That group of five it was out to efficiently move the puck out of the zone, get it deep, and then turn the icing on their own. Now, Dallas Eakins can see if he can put the guys out that he wants, but he likes the group that he's got. Obviously, with Ryan Nugent-Hopkins, pretty adept centerman in his own right.
Both Arcobello and Nugent-Hopkins closing in on 50% success rate in the circle, and they get possession here. 47 seconds to go in the period. Petrie waits. Marleau gets by him. Patrick Marleau with Couture. Marleau to Couture. Couldn't get the shot away.
Ryan Nugent-Hopkins on a very good back check.
Marleau in front. Couldn't get that puck to settle down like he did last night in Calgary. Hall coming back the other way. Hall drop pass for Nugent-Hopkins. Snaps the shot and went off Pavelski. Hall picks it up on the far side. Hall, Eberle, Nugent-Hopkins are out there. Ferentz at the point with the puck. He'll give it to Eberle. Put it behind the net. Stalock leaves it there for Hannon. He plays it around the boards, but the Oilers keep it in. A bouncing puck. Vlasic to the corner. Nugent-Hopkins intercepts the clearing attempt from Hannon. Hannon will get another opportunity. And this will end the period in a 1-1 draw. The Oilers and the Sharks, David, exchange goals just 2 minutes and 6 seconds apart.
Rogers Oilers hockey is what you're watching, and who you are watching is these fans buying jerseys, sweaters, and they have been watching San Jose and Edmonton, which is what Mark Spector has been doing as well. And just prior to the game, Dallas Eakins spoke that at yesterday's practice, the team was concentrating on scoring goals and going to the net, and in one fell swoop they kind of did both.
Yeah, that's right, and actually scored a goal out of it. You know, I've been a guy that's criticized Jordan Eberle because he goes to the net, but he stands next to the net and he waves his stick in front, and that to me is not going to the net. Watch him here. He doesn't stand next and try for a deflection. He goes right to the goalie, drags the defenseman in with him. You get a little bit of luck, right? The defenseman runs into his goaltender, and you got an open net for Yakubov. Maybe helps him get off the schneid a little bit. Listen, the best guy I ever saw in front of the net was Thomas Holmstrom for the Detroit Red Wings. He didn't stand next to the goalie and put his stick in front. He stood in front of the goalie. He got hit by a lot of shots, and it hurt to be that guy, but he did it, and it worked.
And Ryan Smith, too.
Oh, Smitty. Yeah, don't forget
because
Smitty.
Ryan's probably
He was-
watching at home going,
he was
I
a
just
Smi-
retired and now
You're
you've
right.
forgotten about
You're
me.
right.
You're
You're
okay.
right.
There you go, Ryan Smith. You're okay
Sorry,
as well.
Smitty.
And I know Ryan Smith in the second intermission would be saying, boys, we're close. Let's do it. You spoke about it pregame.
Yeah.
It's now that moment for them.
It's here. It's 1-1 after 2 periods. The Oilers have lost 11 here. They have a game in San Jose, in Anaheim, and back against Anaheim coming up. Tough sledding. You got a team on their third game in 4 nights. They played last night in Calgary. It's the third period. Look, did you make a mistake on a San Jose goal? Yeah, you did. It's okay. It's 1-1. You're in this game. Don't panic. Don't make the catastrophic mistake. Beat them. Be a better team. Stand up for all the things you said the last couple days. Win a hockey game tonight.
I wonder, might they be a little fragile because of everything that's gone on?
No. Quit being fragile.
Okay.
Not fragile.
All right.
We're sick of fragile.
All right. Do not handle with care. Kevin and Drew in the third.
Absolutely not. Second period scoring summary brought to you by Worley Parsons Cord. Visit WorleyParsonsCord.com to find your place on our construction team.
Mark Spector may be the most fired up guy
He is.
in the building. Nail Yakupov gets his 4th goal. Hadn't scored in a long time. Good play, as Mark showed you, from Jordan Eberle and Jeff Petrie. And then right after that, boy, did the Sharks put a push on. You saw the shots change drastically. Jamie McGinn gets the big goal to tie. Not Jamie. Ty McGinn. Jamie's his older brother. And again, we have some ice repairs going on.
A little area.
That's a big chunk of ice. That's you can see the difference in the level. You see how the ref's linesman's hand goes right down lower, so we're probably going to get a little bit more of a delay and get another look at this.
Want to make sure that ice is safe for the players.
Yeah, well, that's exactly it. That's the biggest point.
The Edmonton Oilers Community Foundation's 15th annual face-off against hunger luncheon is returning to the Shaw Conference Center this Friday, December 12th. Attendees will enjoy great food, live holiday music, and a live and silent auction. Tickets are $100, and net proceeds support the Christmas Bureau of Edmonton and the Oilers Foundation. To purchase your seats today, visit OilersFoundation.ca.
They're going to have to bring out the fire extinguisher and freeze up this piece of ice that has been problematic in this game. We saw a lengthy delay in the second period, and now they want to take care of it before the third period gets underway. The Oilers want to be able to win their third game when tied after 40 minutes. And the San Jose Sharks, Drew, have done very well when the game is tied after 40.
5-1-1 for the San Jose Sharks when they are tied after 2 periods of play. Edmonton struggle to 3-2, and those are those 1-goal games that we talked about. A couple of overtime games that they have lost lately, but being in this situation, I think when you look at the game overall, you can think that the Oilers played a very good first 30 minutes, a little pushback in the last 10 by the San Jose Sharks, maybe a little bit more by the Sharks, and it was led by Patty Marleau.
Here to cheer or just for the beer? Half off wings during the game and game day drink specials every time Edmonton plays all day long. Hudson's, Canada's Pub.
San Jose Sharks are going to play their next 5 games at home, and 2 of those games are going to be against the Edmonton Oilers. So 3 matchups between these teams in the month of December.
Very tough to go into that building. The Edmonton Oilers, when you look at the way that they have played today, talking to Todd McClellan about his team, he talks about spirit of a team. And Dallas Eakins has talked about it as well. But Todd McClellan says, the LA Kings ripped the spirit out of us. And Dallas Eakins can concur because these last 11 games have kind of taken the spirit from the Edmonton Oilers. And you've got to find a way to get that back in your game and in your team.
Third period underway. Ben Scrivens gets it to Klefbom, lays it around the boards, waiting for it, Teddy Purcell. Purcell, along with Gordon and Perron. Fane and Klefbom, and Couture was caught with a stick from Gordon, and it's going to be the first power play of the game for the Sharks.
This period brought to you by Sport Check. This holiday season, don't give just any gift. Give the gift of sport.
Boyd Gordon catches Logan Couture with a high stick. Logan getting looked at the Sharks bench. Stick just comes up, bang, accidentally as Boyd Gordon turns, smacks Logan Couture right in the teeth. Down he goes, and a very good power play, and Dallas Eakins talked about it before the game today. You don't want to give the San Jose Sharks the opportunity to get the man advantage. They're going to go to work.
They are ranked 3rd in the league. They've gotten 4 power play goals in their last 4 games. The Calgary Flames, though, held them at bay. The Sharks were 0 for 3 last night in Calgary. Nugent Hopkins and Arcobello along with Clefbaum and Fane. Stalock's going to be forced to play it. Arcobello bearing down on him. Pavelski. 7 power play goals on the season for number 8. He is tied for 2nd in the league. Marleau delivers to Thornton. Thornton gives it back to him. Marleau stops up, looks for Thornton, checked by Ference, but Ference has lost his stick. Fane has got it. Checked by Logan Couture, but finished off and sent down the ice, and the Oilers will change up their penalty killers.
This play by Stalock.
Thornton. Petrie watching him as it comes out in front for Wingles. Arcobello cleared that puck away. Shepherd. Wingles out in front. Nugent Hopkins to the corner. Thornton recovers, gets it back to the point. Pavelski waiting for it there. Soft little pass to Thornton. Joe Thornton. Down low for Wingles, centers it out in front. Backhand attempt by Shepherd denied. And the Oilers get their penalty killers changed, and Taylor Hall hops over the boards with Teddy Purcell. Down to 40 seconds of power play time remaining. Vlasic will get it to Shepherd. Shepherd spins to get away from Hall. Shepherd will bring it in himself, checked by Petrie. And Petrie makes a nice play to prevent that entry.
Very good stick as usual with Jeff Petrie.
He has played the most of any Oiler. 16 minutes, 28 seconds through 40. He is averaging just over 20 minutes. He'll play more than that tonight. Vlasic, chance for one last rush. It's Braun with the puck now. Checked by Clefbaum. The penalty is over. The Sharks do not get a shot on that power play. Great job by the Oilers against a very good power play.
Talk about critical moments in a hockey game. You just saw one that the Oilers passed.
Gordon backhands it in. Eberle, Yakupov, and Draisaitl on the ice right now. Stalock out to play it. Pass just over the stick of Yakupov. Dillon gives it to Brent Burns. Burns takes his time, goes up the middle for Goodrow. Desjardins. Dillon tips. Off the top of the glass, stays in play. Goodrow along with Brown and Desjardins. As it comes back to the point, Dillon can't keep it in. Mirko Mueller. Draisaitl watching him as it comes to Shepherd in the middle. Shepherd fires it in. Scriven sees it hop over his stick. Getting to it was McGinn. Down to Scott. Scott back to the point it comes. Hannon lets the shot go. Deflected. McGinn with an opportunity, but there is Scrivens to make the save.
The lucky ticket number in tonight's Kids Pack Draw.
Cotswood Interiors, everything a furniture store should be. Inspiring selection, complimentary design service, and quality you can trust.
Good chance for the San Jose Sharks. A heads-up play by the veteran defenseman Scott Hannon. Puck goes low, high. Scott Hannon shoots to the slot, not to the net, to the slot. You see Shepherd slide up to the slot, and then it's a double deflection as Ty McGinn is in there as well.
Again, a shot that Scrivens handles and gives it to Pitlick. Pitlick from his knees. A pass to Nugent Hopkins didn't work. McGinn is the goal scorer for the Sharks. Shepherd fires it in. Teams changing. We played 4 minutes of this third period in a 1-1 tie. Hall. Moving in is Purcell. There's Schultz. Schultz, another opportunity, and he slid that backhand wide. Justin Schultz. 2 goals on the season. Both of them have come right here at Rexall. Ference waits for the change. Draisaitl's line on the ice now. This is Eberle with Yakupov. Eberle cutting for the net. Circles, backhand. And the puck came down and split the two defenders, Petrie and Ference. Petrie plays it off the boards, intercepted by Hertl, but it comes to Yakupov. He'll play it back to Ference. Over to Petrie. Petrie to Yakupov. Down the left side, sends it around the boards. Hertl waiting for it. Tips it out to center where it's picked up by Leon Draisaitl. He'll play it back to Klefbom. Klefbom. Gastick, Arcobello, Pinizzotto up front. As Klefbom backhands it in, Arcobello will go after it against Dillon. Gives him a bump, Burns around the boards. Hertl's got it there. Hertl will play it back to Burns. Burns to Brown, tips it out to center. That's as far as it goes. Feint to Pinizzotto. Pinizzotto, drop pass for Arcobello. Throws it towards the net. Salak the save. No rebound for Pinizzotto. Dillon and Pinizzotto now doing a little pushing and shoving, and penalties are coming.
Penalty penalties, yeah, for sure. Now Burns, Gastick look like they're talking to each other. Earlier, there's a good chance, and it all because Justin Schultz activates from the point. This is what you want to see from Justin Schultz. He's played a solid game in his own zone. You heard Mark Spector talk about it with Gene Principe in the first period. And there he reads the play perfectly, jumps up and gets a nice chance. Jordan Eberle takes the net, goes behind the net, forced behind by Brent Burns, but is able to beat Burns back to the front of the net for a chance on net. Pinizzotto, the only guy getting a penalty there. That's surprising to me. I thought maybe both were going to get one.
The second power play of this period for the San Jose Sharks. They didn't generate a shot the last time with the man advantage, roughing the call against Steve Pinizzotto.
A huge face-off win to start.
Gordon and Nugent Hopkins are up front. It is Klefbom and Feint on the blue line, and this is Pavelski on the move. Marleau, his shot! Rises over top of the net. Thornton on the near side. Joe Thornton back to the point. Burns trying to get a shooting angle. Gives it to Pavelski. Pavelski. Down low it goes for Marleau. Looking for Thornton. Thornton moves to the middle. There's a shot to net. Got by Marleau after Scrimmage made the save. Couture to Marleau. In close quarters. Marleau works it back to the point. Burns waiting for it. Here is Pavelski's shot, and that one was blocked by Mark Feint. Thornton gathers it up. He'll give it to Marleau. Drop pass for Thornton. Checked by Klefbom, who got it to Nugent Hopkins, who sent it down the ice. Stalock takes the big shot, gives it to Burns, around to Shepard. Shepard to the middle, picked up there by Tommy Wingels. Wingels. Hertl. Petrie reaching for it. Wingels gets to it. He gets knocked down. Hertl, Shepard, and Wingels all below the red line as it comes back to Mueller at the point. The rookie will give it to Tommy Wingels. Get it back again. Mueller fakes the shot. Takes the look, throws it towards the net. Deflected. Two cracks at it for Tomas Hertl. But Scrivens shut the door. Shepard with it now. Back to Vlasic at the point. 20 seconds of power play time remaining. Hall digging for it against Wingels. Hall sends it around the boards, kept in by Mirko Mueller. Wines, fakes the shot, gives it to Wingels. Wingels moves in, down low it goes for Hertl. He tries to jam away, so does Tommy Wingels. The puck slides wide.
Sorry, partner, that's a collapse to the net.
Penalty is over. 3 shots for the Sharks. Hertl behind the net. Tomas Hertl to Shepard, his shot. Deflected high and wide. Vlasic keeps it in. Hertl behind the net, checked by Ference. Wingels in there to dig it. Wingels couldn't get it back to Dillon, and that's because it went off of Pinizzotto, and Wingels ends up with Pinizzotto's stick.
Yeah, and that's a penalty. To carry 2 sticks like that is a penalty.
Perron pointing that out to the referees to no avail. Scrivens is going to cover it up. He had Goodrow bearing down on him. Ben Scrivens has made 15 saves so far in this hockey game. It stays 1-1. Tonight's Outstanding Play is brought to you by RE/MAX. Outstanding agents, outstanding results.
And it's a power play goal thanks to the good work off the face-off and then just crashed the net. Jordan Eberle with quick hands immediately centers to Nail Yakupov as Justin Braun lands on his goaltender, and Nail Yakupov gets his first goal. What was it, Hurt? 11 games?
He had not scored in his last 10 coming in, so you are correct, sir. Here we go. 21-16, the shots favor the Oilers in a 1-1 game. Marleau bearing down on Fane. Gets it around to Clefbaum. Clefbaum to Perron, to Gordon, and the puck gets out. Oscar Clefbaum is playing with a lot of composure in the last few games.
Thank you.
Scrivens stops it there, sends it around the boards for Perron. Puck comes out to center, gathered up by Dillon. Burns waits, pass for Logan Couture. Pavelski, Hurdle, and now Thornton on the ice for the Sharks. Thornton moving in. Thornton with a shot. Scrivens the save. Thornton picks up the rebound. Plays it for Pavelski. Pavelski tripped up there by Yakupov. Play continues as Ferentz strikes the rush for the Oilers. To Eberle. Chips it in. He'll chase it himself. Braun tries to cut him off. Hurdle starts back for San Jose. To Pavelski. Pavelski gains the line. Sends it by the net, takes a hit from Nail Yakupov. Jordan Eberle near shot. Couldn't get it by Barclay Goodrow. Petrie. Here's Draisaitl in the middle. Flips it off the glass. And he will change up. Pitlick, Hall, and Nugent Hopkins. On the ice now, Pitlick with a big hit on Barclay Goodrow. Strong. Checked by Hall. Pitlick in there again, looking for another hit. Vlasic gets it to Shepard. Shepard. Can't get it out. Pitlick able to keep it in, and then it bounces into the first row of seats.
Joe Thornton gets a terrific chance. You wonder, how does he get that wide open? Watch the bottom right of the screen. Go ahead and roll it, guys. Comes on the ice on a change, hits the red line. And Perron was changing. The winger couldn't get out in time for the Edmonton Oilers, which was Nail Yakupov. That left Joe Thornton right in the middle. That's the difference between one guy hustling off the ice on a change, allowing his guy to get on, and David Perron kind of coasting back to his bench and not getting his man on the ice in time.
10 minutes left to go in regulation time. Perron checks. Purcell carries on. Lets the shot go, deflected by Gordon just wide. Gordon from the corner. Gets it to David Perron. Purcell's out in front. Perron switches with Clefbaum. Shot by Fane. Stalock looking for the rebound. Gordon almost got to it. Shot by Purcell. Stopped by Stalock. Perron turns. Lets another one go. Deflected. Scores. The Oilers take the lead. It's 2-1.
And the Oilers just working after the puck, winning the race to the puck, going to the puck. Brendan Dillon looks up at the clock. Watch Brendan Dillon. He goes back to the front of the net, goes where he's supposed to go. That shot's going wide, but in those situations when there's a mad scramble, you just want to throw pucks to the net. And this one goes off of Brendan Dillon and in to the Sharks net. Finally, a fortuitous bounce goes the Oilers' way in the third period.
David Perron gets his 4th goal of the season and gives the Oilers a 2-1 lead.
How important is this next couple of shifts, next couple of minutes for the Oilers?
Purcell and Fane get the helpers at 10:26.
The time 10 minutes 26 seconds.
And for the second time in this game, the Oilers have a lead. The last one didn't last very long. But David Perron, his 4th goal, 3rd here at home. Braun back to pick it up. David Perron, a 4-game point streak. Vlasic. Tipped in by Thornton. Ferentz sends it around the boards. Stopped by Pavelski. Another chance for the captain. Lost it to number 8. Pavelski. For Thornton, back to the point. Vlasic throws it towards the net, deflected wide. Hurdle got knocked down by Ferentz. Both guys go down. Braun keeps it in for San Jose. Hurdle and Ferentz continue to battle as Thornton comes against the puck for Brown. His shot blocked. Picked up by Draisaitl back the other way. With Yakupov and Eberle. Draisaitl in the corner, stops up, gives it to Eberle. Fans here at Rexall start the chant. 7:54 left to go in regulation time. Hall gave it away to Shepard. Shepard tips it in. Kudrow against Fane. Stays alive behind the net. Draisaitl back to help out. Shot it right out in front. Klefbom gave it to Hall, and Hall stops down the left side. Here comes Taylor Hall. Hall. Button hook. Back to the point. Klefbom. Round the boards it goes. Petrie pinching. The puck comes free, and it's picked up there by Dillon. He'll give it to Shepard. Shepard can't get by Klefbom.
Good gap in the neutral zone by Oscar Klefbom. You talked about playing with one confidence. You see it there by just taking away the space that Shepard had to work with.
Stalock will give it to Burns. Burns. Pass got away from Couture. Kept in there by Boyd Gordon. Brendan Dillon with it now. Dillon under pressure from Perron. Couture. Across the blue line. Logan Couture. Squeezed off the puck there by Andrew Ferentz. Petrie flips it high. Hannon. And a race with Purcell. Hannon to Mueller. Mueller under pressure takes a hit there from David Perron as the puck ends up in the Sharks bench. David Perron with his 4th goal of the year and a 4-game point streak.
Welcome back. A reminder to this young girl and to everyone else. Shop at Safeway today and you could be our next lucky winner. Watch future Sportsnet telecasts. You could win an all-inclusive trip for 2 to a Grand Bahia Prince Bay Resort courtesy of redtag.ca, where Canada shops for great travel deals.
Gene, the game review is brought to you by The Brick, saving you more on furniture, mattresses, appliances, and big screen TVs.
Nail Yakupov gets his first goal on the power play. Time again, I want to say Jamie gets his first goal of the season. Very quickly to tie the game up. And the Oilers with 6:26, 24, 23 left in the game. They're up by 1. We've seen this before. We've seen the Oilers up by 1 last game, up by 1 late into the third period, not able to hold it. Can they pick up their pace? Can they put a strong push on at the end and end this streak, which has caused so much animosity from the fans to the organization?
Gordon, Purcell, and Perron with Klefbom and Fane. Hannon. Down the ice it goes, and Pavelski in a race with Mark Fane. Fane gets there first to Purcell. He was checked by Mirko Mueller. Gordon out of the reach of Klefbom. Hurdle got to it first, but Perron was there to help out. Pavelski from the corner. Out in front it comes for Hurdle, and there is Scrivens to calmly make a save. Our next Score and Win winner, courtesy of Safeway and Cracker Barrel Cheese, is Kira Payton of Edmonton, who's won the Blu-ray prize pack from E1 thanks to Edmonton's 2nd goal of the game. Congratulations to her and to David Perron.
Sometimes it's just smart to throw the puck at the net. Sometimes you get those bounces.
Perron got his 10th assist in that game against Winnipeg on Wednesday, gets his 4th goal here, and it's the difference right now. Hall. Under pressure, turns it over to Couture. Couture to Marleau. Marleau, blocker saved by Scrivens. Hall with another chance, lost it. Wingles, now to Braun. Braun wise, fires a shot that Nugent Hopkins got his stick on. Hall will pick it up. This time he'll move it out. Hall gets the red line, dumps it in. Stalock plays it around the boards. Comes right to Tommy Wingles. Wingles with Shepard and Marleau. Pass for Shepard out of his reach. Marleau in the corner. He goes down, the puck's still alive. Nugent Hopkins with it, under pressure from Wingles. Shot by Shepard, great save by Scrivens, and he'll hang on. Shepard the shot, Scrivens the save. It stays 2-1 here at Rexall.
A win against Buffalo, a win against New York. Back on November 9th, the Oilers beat the Rangers. Since then, despite some strong efforts and some heartbreaking overtime scenarios, the Oilers have yet to win, but they will do their best in the final 5 minutes or so to make sure that that 11 stays exactly there.
And a big face-off for Mark Arcabello as he lines up against Joe Thornton. From the face-off, Thornton wins it, but he won it too well. It got by Dillon. Oh, did he ever win that? Dillon for Pavelski, too far. And this is going to come back down on the icing call.
How's that for luck? Boy, is Craig MacTavish, knowing that this is a very important 5 minutes after the press conference, after the week they've had, after all the consternation and problems throughout Oiler Nation. You're looking for some little ray of sunshine.
Hurdle. Pass knocked down, intended for Thornton by Draisaitl. And Thornton lost his stick in the process. Draisaitl brings it in to Eberle. Eberle going wide on Dillon. Near side, Andrew Ference steps up. Ference from the corner for Draisaitl behind the net. He'll give it to Eberle. Walks out, fires a shot, blocked by Dillon. Draisaitl throws it right out in front. Pavelski off the boards for Yakupov. He'll play it back to Petrie. 4 minutes, 22 seconds remaining in the third period. And an icing call against the Oilers. And that clock must just seem like it's ticking down in slow motion.
It does. I've been in this situation. 17 losses in a row, 92-93 with the San Jose Sharks. Our 17th loss was in this building. 6-0 against the Edmonton Oilers. Went into Winnipeg to try to break the streak. The clock is your enemy at this point.
Petrie, around the boards it goes, and that will chase Scott Hannon back into his own zone. Picked up by Marleau at center for Couture, cut off by Nugent-Hopkins. Wingles carries on. Wingles shot, stopped by Scrivens. Wingles circles the net. Wingles back to the point he comes. Scott Hannon unable to keep it in. Stalock way out of his net to play it. Reverses for Hannon. Hannon's got Purcell all over him. Mueller. D to D, and this is Hannon. He'll give it to Mueller. Long pass for Goodrow. He was checked by Mark Fane. Mueller one more time. Off the boards, Goodrow. Goes cross ice. It's picked up there by McGinn. McGinn stops up. Plays it behind the net. James Shepherd waiting for it. Shepherd out in front for McGinn. Couldn't handle it. And the Oilers get the puck out. David Perron backhands it in. A change coming. Draisaitl, Eberle, and Nail Yakupov hop over the boards with just over 3 minutes remaining in regulation time. Braun trying to keep it in against Yakupov. Draisaitl will work it up to Eberle. Eberle against Vlasic. Giveaway. Yakupov can't corral it. And time again sends it down the ice. Ference quickly to Yakupov, over to Eberle, end of the shift. They will dump it in, and the top line hops over the boards. 2:40 left to go. Braun starts the rush. Up the middle it goes. Tipped in by Hurdle. Pavelski against Fane. A bouncing puck does come down, and it's picked up by Clefbaum. Stays cool and gets it to Hall.
Good support.
Pitlick to Nugent-Hopkins. Nugent-Hopkins one-on-one against Dillon. Hurdle comes back and picks it up. Brendan Dillon. Off the boards for Hurdle. Gets by him. Petrie will get it up to center. Swing and a miss for Couture. He'll get another chance and shoot it right back in. Ference waits. Quickly up for Perron. It got by him, but no icing. Under 2 minutes left to go. Stalock for Braun. Up the middle. This is Couture. Marleau, his shot. Stick save by Scrivens. Kept in by Wingles. Couture leaves it there for Marleau. The net is empty for the San Jose Sharks. 6 attackers out there. 1:38 on the clock. Marleau puts it towards the net. Scrivens will grab it and hang on.
Ben Scrivens trying to control the game now. Good goaltenders, smart goaltenders realize, okay, when do we need to get a freeze? When do I need to keep the puck alive? Like we talked about Alex Stalock. Right there, Ben Scriven says, you know what? Let's just settle things down. They just got an extra attacker out. Let's make sure we have all our ducks in a row, get the freeze, get the plan that we want on the ice.
Ryan Nugent-Hopkins will take this draw against Joe Pavelski. With 1:34 left to go. The Oilers get control. Couture can't keep it in at the blue line.
Logan tried to get over there. The forward playing defense. Really close play. Logan Couture gets the jump on this puck. Oh my goodness me, that's about as close as it gets when you look at that.
Ryan Nugent-Hopkins making his 17th draw. He is 8-8 so far up against a tough customer in Joe Thornton. Stalock has gone back in the net with the faceoff outside the blue line. Thornton wins it again. Here is Burns. Burns trying to muscle his way in. Stalock goes to the bench and now retreats, and he'll play the puck. Now Stalock heads to the bench. Marleau tips it in. 6 attackers for the San Jose Sharks. Ference around the boards for Eberle. Pavelski keeps it in. Fane trying to get it out, can't do it. Wingels reaching for it. Pavelski with it now. Couture lets the shot go through traffic. Doesn't make it. Chance for Eberle. Empty net. He'll flip it down.
Brent Burns made a good play there. Instead of backing up to defend, try to contain Eberle, he attacks Eberle and forces an early play. A little bit earlier than Jordan Eberle wanted. Brent Burns, 88, going to jump in right now. That forces that little flip by Jordan Eberle. And you know, Don Cherry talked about this on Saturday night. Are you telling me that Logan Couture could not have got that puck? The turn that Logan Couture makes in the neutral zone, he could have made one stride and got that puck.
Let's take a look at the play of the game, brought to you by Rogers. Live like never before.
Well, when you look at the play of the game, you have to look with 11-game losing streak. It's so far the go-ahead goal. And it's good work by the Edmonton Oilers in the corners, winning the battle, cutting the puck off, and then just simply throwing the puck to the net. And a fortuitous bounce off of Brendan Dillon gives David Perron our Rogers play of the game.
It is the difference right now with 53.1 seconds to go. The Shark net empty. Ben Scriven has made 20 saves so far. Nugent-Hopkins against Pavelski. Nugent-Hopkins gets control, but it comes to the Sharks. Couture. Shot goes wide. Marleau with it now. He'll give it to Thornton. 44 seconds left. Couture fakes the shot. He'll give it to Joe Thornton. Thornton waits off Nugent-Hopkins and forces the Sharks outside the zone. Marleau quickly brings it right back in for Tommy Wingels. Wingels stops. Marleau, sharp angle shot hit the side of the net. A bouncing puck knocked down with a high stick. 26.1 seconds to go.
There was a major battle in front of the net between Tommy Wingels and Andrew Ference. Two guys that aren't very big that play big. And now we've got another timeout with the high touch in the zone. Todd McClellan wants to talk to his guys, give the big players a bit of a rest, a little bit extra of a rest.
Pins and needles for the fans here at Rexall Place.
It was a very close call when the puck went back and Logan Couture shot for the deflection. Tommy Wingels just missed it going in the net, so that'll make you even more anxious, and that's about as anxious as you're going to get for an Oiler fan.
And the San Jose Sharks, their best players, Wingels, Marleau, Thornton, Pavelski, Couture, Burns, Arcabello, trying to win a faceoff from Joe Thornton. Perron, Purcell, Clefbaum, and Fane. 26.1 on the clock. Arcabello wins the draw. Clefbaum sends it around the boards. Burns can't keep it in. And another icing call against the Oilers. The clock now down to 20 seconds.
That's a good face-off win by Mark Arcobello against Joe Thornton. Joe was a little bit quick on the draw. I'm surprised.
Again, it's Arcobello against Thornton. This time, Thornton wins the draw. Joe Thornton gave it away. Opportunity now for Teddy Purcell's got an empty net. Perron racing after it. Perron looking in front for Purcell. Purcell threw it through the blue paint. Klefbom's chance. Here's an opportunity, but it won't matter. The Edmonton Oilers end the streak. And the celebration begins here at Rexall. Ben Scrivens wins his first game here at Rexall since October 27th. A 9-game losing streak for him comes to an end, Drew, as well as an 11-game slide for the Oilers.
It was a solid performance. Wasn't necessarily pretty, but it was solid. And that's what they needed. Their game was getting better. You saw it visually getting better, as Craig MacTavish said. They earned this one.
The Oilers see an 8-game losing streak here at Rexall also come to an end. 2-1 the final.